All right, guys, new job site, man. I love the smell of a new job site. And we've been working on this one for quite some time, getting it put together. This is actually gonna be a future business. Farmchains.com is the client's business, and he sells unique chains. So if you need chains, definitely go support him and get yourself some unique chains, I guess. I haven't actually been on the website. Sorry, Doug. I'm gonna go check it out, I promise. But this is gonna be a 48 by 80. We just got here for the first time. So this is actually, you guys are seeing this at the same time as I am. So I haven't really walked around the job site. We just unloaded our brackets. Those are the Midwest Perma Column brackets. We're gonna be going on top of this wall here. Something to note is this is a 10-inch wall. Now, typically we will use an 8-inch wall with a 2x6 column, but this is a little bit different because the concrete contractor wanted a little bit thicker. So that's something that'll be new for us. Not that it really matters, but let me just give you a couple specs about this building. We've got 48 by 80, 16 foot tall. We've got two 14 by 14 garage doors. That's gonna kind of bring yourself into like the storage warehouse area. We've got two walk doors that'll allow you to kind of go out the ends of the building. And then over here is where kind of the fun stuff is. You know, of course we're out in the middle of this gorgeous country, which means, sorry if the wind is hitting me too hard. You'll notice a footing here. See this little frost wall? It goes all the way around. This is a wraparound porch. In my opinion, this is the best way to do a building. A wall that your building is gonna set on, it's gonna be forever. It's going to be free of any rodents or anything getting underneath the slab. And then when you build a porch, putting it onto a frost wall, so you got a porch cap that's gonna sit on that frost wall, you have no worries of heaving. Once again, we're not gonna be pouring around our post. We're not gonna have any worries about rodents burrowing underneath of it. So this is really the ultimate setup. I noticed they've got foam board on the inside of the wall here because this area throughout here, this is all going to be insulated like office. I don't know if it's gonna be like a storefront, so I don't know if you'll actually be able to come here and buy chains. That I don't know. I just know that we are responsible for the building. We're responsible for the interior build out, the insulation, and all of the steel liner panel throughout the warehouse, and basically minus this build out here. It's gonna get drywalled and finished, and we just don't do that work. So Greg is going around. How's it look, Greg?
I don't know who the concrete guy is, but all the measurements have been spot on so far.
Okay, so the concrete contractor actually is Nagy Wentling out of, or maybe it's just Nagy now. It used to be Nagy Wentling. I think he might have bought his partner out. Joel Nagy's been doing concrete for us for, actually, Greg, Joel is the guy that did my concrete when I learned to do the trades remodeling my own house. He put the basement underneath my house.
So that was Joel?
Fun fact, yeah, that was 20 years ago. So I've known Joel for a long time. He's actually kind of, I think, trying to get out of the concrete business because I think he's looking at retirement, but he still does a great job. Greg has just said he's got precise measurements on everything. And that's good. Precise measurements are great. And the next thing that we will hopefully get to be perfect, we'll find out that it is perfectly square. So what we're going to do is get our layout done, and then we're gonna install these brackets right here, which, if you guys are new to the channel, these are sturdy wall Midwest Perma Column brackets, and these anchor directly to the concrete. They've got some awesome Simpson Titan HD anchor bolts that hold it down. Super strong. We love building with these because of how rigid they are. And then that is our goal today. So without further ado, how is it, Greg? Fourth measurement good?
Perfect.
All right, dude. I love that. This job site looks good. Look at this. There's like nothing in our way. When is the last time we didn't have a tree or a hill or, you know, a building or anything?
It's been quite a while.
It's awesome. Let's go ahead. Let's get started, man. Let's get this thing laid out and get our brackets installed. Greg said all these measurements were good, so this is the front of the building. Let's go ahead and use it as our guide for our 1.5 by 1.5 inches. And that is because our posts sit in 1.5 inches and our girts should be flush on the concrete. So Greg is gonna go get me 1.5 inch mark, and then we're gonna try to line it up with that laser receiver, and hopefully this front wall is gonna be our, what we call like our constant. 1 second, big dog, it's still thinking. So this is gonna just self-level, and then hopefully this is the constant we want because it's the front of the building, we have a porch, so this square kind of matters a lot. Greg, I'd say go ahead, dude. And it is, it's to the right, I think, right now. Yep, it's on, bud. So now that laser is just gonna talk to Greg's receiver, lock on, and then we should be able to check square of this. All right, look at that. We've got the green light. Greg is holding his receiver down there and it's gonna lock on, just making micro adjustments. You know, you gotta remember that's 80 feet. So every minute movement right here on 80 feet can really change drastically. I hope it locks on. Come on. All right, mark them down. It is what it is. Lasers don't lie. They don't bend through space and time. Well, I think they do, but wind doesn't bother them. All right, so that pencil line is where I measured it to be. That is where it actually is, which means that this concrete, it's literally 3/16 off.
Yeah.
So before we move that laser, Greg's gonna go ahead and take that receiver since it's still knowing exactly where the straight line is. And we're marking through these door openings because, you know, when you gotta have an 80-foot wall and you wanna get a snap line on it, doorways are always a pain. So we always mark each side while the laser's set up. Where are we at? 1 5/8 inches? Yeah, that's good, dude. That's a pretty straight wall there. If it was 1.5 inches, it would be perfect, but I'm not worried. That's pretty good. All right, now that we've got all of our marks on these 2 sets of walls, we can just go ahead and do the same thing, but kind of in reverse, because that is this line is now a control point. What we need to do is set this laser up here so that we can square back to the line that we now know is to be exactly where we want it, and it will give us another square line here in the back. So you got the marker still?
Yeah.
Yeah, might as well just mark that sucker. So 10.5. Yep. Here, let's this is gonna be pretty precise. I mean, I want to find this intersection point right there. Nice thing is this laser does have a little plumb laser line, so I'm actually lining that up. That way I know precisely where my laser is, so you can see it right there, and that's exactly where I want to go, and that's gonna self-level. Greg, I would say give me 2 seconds to let it self-level. Yep, okay. All right.
Bump it.
Man, I would not call that. Oh yeah, that's right, we're not perfectly 1 1/2 inches, we're like 1 5/8 inches.
Yes.
So we need to make sure we adjust that now. So we're just gonna take the tape measure with us, because when we get where his receiver is locked on to square, we can get a perfect mark the dimension of the building, which we need to mark 79.9, or in this case, 79 1/8, because we're shifted over this way 1/8 of an inch. My tape good?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just gonna mark 5/8. And then also, I don't wanna get, I don't wanna mark my tape. I've already learned my lesson on YouTube. What happens when you get paint or anything on your tape measure, good Lord, people lose their mind. Hey, check out this tape measure, by the way. Stabila, it's their new tape measures. I don't know what the model number is, don't really care too much. LBM 1000. Steel tape, you gotta use steel because fiberglass, reinforced.
Isn't it a steel tape with a nylon coating or something like that?
Yeah, feel that. I mean, you wouldn't want like straight steel.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's much of a nylon coating, but it's a nice ergonomic tape. I do like it. Let's go ahead and check this, Greg. Let's make sure that we should be mark to mark 47.9 inches. You gonna burn a foot? Yeah. All right. So this is kind of the last and final check. If this is 47.9, then we know that we've accomplished our goal. We got our 4 corners, and we can start getting laid out what we want. Okay, so Greg, I am 48 8 7/8. Well, that could be the measurement of a pencil mark or the fat Sharpie. I'm okay with that. Let's see. We're gonna check it for square. 47 feet 9 inch and 79 foot 9 inch. We're looking for 9211 and 7/16. 9211 and 7/16. Okay, 9311 and 7/16. Okay, so look at that. 9311 7/16 is right there on my mark. Good enough for the girls I run with. That is square. If we're within an eighth inch, that's literally the difference in a tape measure, a mark on the concrete that's not flat with a marker. So we're ready to set some brackets, get them laid out. I feel good about it. Dang, dude, that is beautiful, man. You got the best chalk. How did you get the good one, man? Dang, I've never seen such a good chalk line before. It really is phenomenal. Since we didn't mark it, I'm gonna go ahead and do it now so we don't lose this. We're just gonna go ahead and, that way when we go to frame these doors in, we know exactly where our framing is supposed to be. All right, Greg, let's get this all laid out. 100 footers back here. Where are you holding it at?
On the snap line.
Why do you make this so difficult, man? That's why I was hooking the end so I didn't have to do all this guesswork.
The same as what we've always done.
No, I hook it on the end and just go. So now I'm 15, 10 and a half. You always got to make it difficult for me. 20.
Always consistent. You hook the concrete, sometimes it's gonna be off.
I really wish I would have just hooked the concrete. 24, 10 and a half. 32, 10 and a half. 8-foot spacing. It's not that Greg's idea was bad or my idea was bad. We just weren't on the same page. And you know what? That's fine, Greg. I don't have a problem with your idea.
Or are you good?
No, I'm good. I just had a way that I was gonna do it. Not on a wall. I would say yes on a foundation, but I'll just.
The wall's always the same because if you hook it and it's not square, like your measurements are not.
Yeah, but that's our corner. That's our 1.5 corner.
So that one will work, but
Yeah.
it wouldn't have worked on this one.
No, I know. Yeah.
So I'm just being consistent.
All right. Hey, I've seen it both ways, man.
Yeah.
8, 10 and a half. 16, 10 and a half. Geez, I never thought the day would come when you'd be telling me how to multiply 8s on a. This is how you know you're ready to retire. 24, 10 and a half. All right, we got all the marks down that we need. We're ready to start laying out brackets, drilling some holes into some concrete and setting some anchor bolts. So let's get at that. What's the word? What's the phrase? What did I say?
Get into it.
Let's get into that. You know, it may seem like I give Greg a hard time, but I really don't. Yeah, they're really hot. They are hot, Greg. Ooh, how about that, Greg? 6. 6, man. The least amount of trips back to the pile. That's always my goal. That's like when you pick up sticks in the lawn.
7.
It's called post-frame Jenga. Let's see. All right, tell me where these go, Greg. Let me know. Oh, how many more we need? But that's it?
Yeah, we don't need them anymore.
I got 8. Let it be known, I picked up 8. Greg only picked up 7. So these got to get cut in half then. So we got to do some half cutting. Okay, let's get all these brackets in. I'm taking my tool belt off, I don't need it. It's time to start drilling some holes. I don't know, dude. That thing doesn't pick up any dust hardly. I feel like it stops the fine dust from flying through the air, but that's about it. I love the drill. It's a great, powerful little drill, but man, dust control is not what I would want. I'm just eyeballing these guys. They don't have to be like perfect. I can see where my mark is on the concrete and I can eyeball that to the center of this column. And then what I'm doing is I'm actually keeping them off of the snap line by about an 1/8 inch, 3/16 so that my post sticks out just slightly on the bracket. I think the important thing is, Greg, you hear that? This thing shuts off instantly when I hit the rebar. That's pretty impressive, dude.
AI.
It is artificial intelligence. I'd find it kind of impressive, to say the least. Would you say that's 10 inches? It's about? Yeah. That's I mean, when we bury that sucker, that's a pretty big hole. Why did you do this? I don't even understand. What does that mean?
I'll just compare it to my arm.
Oh, okay. I didn't understand that. So you've measured your arm before? You know the length of it?
No, I was just guessing.
Oh, okay. But why did you know it was 10 inches? I'm still confused.
I don't know it's 10 inches. I'm saying like about compared to like...
So, forearm?
I know from here to here is like 6'2".
I'm still confused why you used your arm to confirm 10 inches though. I don't...
Because that's like a foot. That's more like 14 inches.
So why not look at your shoe? You got a 10.5. Yeah, that's probably about 10 inches. Okay, see, that makes sense to me. +3, plus 14 foot 3 inch, 34.3 is 45.9. Okay, you know what? It's gonna work out just fine. Right? That's 1.5 inches? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 3/8. Go ahead, mark that there. Okay. This should be 17 feet. So come over here and mark 17.4 and 3/8. So 7 and 5/8.
7 5/8, correct.
15, 11 and 3/4.
You want to bring your foot?
Yeah. Okay, so that should be good. Thank you. All right, now that we've got these brackets set, we did obviously just put like snap lines down on the ground. So what I'm doing is just kind of tracing that snap line with the permanent marker. I know I could use the old hairspray trick and like spray on top of that, and then that will, or a clear lacquer like sprayer, and it will, I think, keep that line there, but I don't have that. So I've got a Sharpie. It's even a nice little custom RR Buildings RevMark Sharpie. Link, merch in bio, guys. I'm joking, I don't sell these. But anyway, that's it. So we need a cutting tool to cut our brackets for our corners and our jambs, because we only use a half bracket. These are like a universal bracket, and you can actually buy just the L, so just the L, and set it because you only want to put it on one side. I buy all universals because then I can kind of have the ability to use them in multiple different locations. So I didn't bring the cutter with me. We don't have the trailer. we just brought the tools we thought we needed. So we're gonna go ahead and end this. We're gonna get out of here for today. This is the new job site, guys, 48 by 80, farmchains.com if you're looking for some unique old farm chains. I'm not getting paid to say that. It's just my customer, and I like to support my customers. So if you guys want to support me, support him, you need some chains, go check it out. Greg, let's clean this up, and we'll be back. We'll start building walls, cutting lumber. I can't wait. See you guys later.